Hello everyone, this is my presentation on how SpaceX is so amazing. My name is Victor Ordina. I've worked for SpaceX for 5 years now, and I have a little bit of a bias, but I'm going to explain to you why our rocket, which is 125 feet tall, 18 feet wide, and can produce 1.5 million pounds of thrust, is basically our workhorse and is one of the cheapest ways to get to space. Now, one of our best and leading attributes is the ability of us to land this rocket and reuse it. This makes space even more affordable because it drops the price per launch. Now, sending a rocket to space and then landing it is very comparable to throwing a pencil from the ground over the Empire State Building and landing it on an eraser floating in the middle of the ocean. Oh yeah, also in a windstorm. That is the comparison as to which it takes to land our rocket and reuse it. Now, we carry a lot of things. Some of our payloads include microsatellites. We can store a bunch of them in there, or we can actually put a full-blown spacecraft on board, which we actually call our Dragon. Dragon is our soon to be a crew vessel going back and forth to space and to the International Space Station. Now, this reusability actually allows us to be very affordable. We do have competitive prices, but we can also offer a great discount on reused rockets. Some companies charge up to $200 million, and they only use their rocket once. We charge $70 million, and you can actually save 10% per launch if you use a reused rocket. Now, I looked at a few articles, and one of the ones that stood out to me the best was a New York Times article. It specified the 10 things that SpaceX does well, and even some of the things we don't do well, but only focus on the good things is actually our boss and CEO, Elon Musk. Now, his history is pretty impressive. He actually founded PayPal, which a lot of people use nowadays. He also is the founder of Tesla Motorsports, which is probably one of the coolest car developers there is out there. And he's digging holes in the earth with a company known as the Boring Company. Pretty funny name, but it actually does bore holes in the ground. Now, Elon started these companies all because he wanted a better way of doing things. He wanted a better way of paying for things on the internet, so PayPal. He wanted to go fast in cars and make them 100% electric, so he created Tesla. And he was really sick and tired of traffic, so he created the Boring Company. Now, the reason he created SpaceX was he wanted to go to Mars, and he wanted to actually see what it was like, but it was far too expensive and completely out of the realm for any other company to do so. So he went ahead and actually just built it himself. He went to Russia, found out how they built rockets and engines, and built his own engine and rocket a year later. This company that he started was only 13 people, and they started in El Segundo, California. Now, with 13 people, you don't imagine a lot to get done, but they actually launched a couple rockets, and on their fourth attempt were successful in launching that and maintaining the staple of SpaceX today. Now, today SpaceX employs about 6,000 people, and we have a lot more missions to complete, and we have a lot more customers to satisfy. But back in those early days, those 13 guys really made it happen. Now, the game changer is actually SpaceX's technology. We are on the cutting edge of all technological advances in the areas of rocketry. We create 3D printed rockets. We use very sophisticated fuels. And because of our tempo, we have to be as quick and efficient as possible. So our rocket production is at the highest possible caliber. Now, this actually makes a better argument for the new space race that's occurring. The space race that is occurring today is not like going to the moon back in the 60s and 70s. This is more of who can win the big commercial packages to send people back to space, specifically astronauts and cosmonauts to the space station. Currently, Russia is the only capable body to send astronauts and cosmonauts to the space. But soon, it's actually very soon, SpaceX, along with Boeing and Lockheed Martin, all have competitions and test flights to prove that we can actually send these people to space. This is exciting because the last shuttle mission actually dropped off an American flag at the space station and is going to be collected by the first American company to reach space. And since we can no longer send things to space with the space shuttle, we have no way of resupplying or recrewing the International Space Station besides the Russians. So this will bring American astronauts back to American soil to launch. And because of our innovation and eagerness to go to space, we really want to go to Mars. Elon's best notion is that he wants to occupy Mars. He really wants to go colonize it and make human beings a multiplanetary body. And with this, we have strides in technology, and we're really working towards that goal. Examples of how we do that is that we practice a lot. As of today, we have over 50 launches and 15 landings on land. Those 15 landings are actually able to be reused and reflown, making our evolution even more abundant, and we have finances to actually produce those new technologies. Some of the interesting things that we've learned about landing rockets is that some things actually break that we didn't know broke, because before the rockets would just go into the ocean and we couldn't find them, or we thought it was due to impact damage. Now, because of that, we were able to change our design and make them more robust, meaning we can have better rockets in the future and actually be more reliable. So this is my testimony on SpaceX. My testimony about working here has been great. I've loved every minute of it. There are times where it's extremely difficult. There are times where I'm very hard pressed to meet my goals, just like I am today. But every day is always a blast, and we have a great time doing it. You know, we play hard, we party hard, but we get the job done. So some of the things that Elon would like to say was he would really like this company to make the world a better place. That is probably our foremost goal, besides making money and sending people to Mars or beyond. He really took a lot of motivation from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which says on the back cover, "Don't panic," and "Let's occupy Mars."